So do you like being in charge? You mentioned that you do your own styling. Do you like being in charge of your own style? And is it true that you're a fan of vintage?
I am a massive fan of vintage.
Someone wants to know whether you found anything fabulous recently.
I always do vintage shopping in LA or New York. I do High Street here. I love the High Street here. I do Topshop, French Connection, Whistles I'm actually loving at the moment.
It's had a makeover.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? At the moment, I keep going there and I find bits and it's kind of it's kind of classic-y bits, but a bit different. Yeah. So I love High Street here. LA vintage is amazing. So there's a few places. There's Melrose and Fairfax, and that's the Melrose School, the Fairfax School. That happens every week, every Sunday morning.
So they have a market that you...
Flea market. Yeah. I bought the most amazing bright green, super old cocktail dress that looks like Dior. It was bright green, and all I did was I tucked the straps in so I don't wear it with straps. And then it has a bustle on the side. It looks so gorgeous, and I bought it for $45. 45 bucks, yeah, literally. So there's that one, and then there's the Rose Bowl at Pasadena Rose Bowl. I think it happens every second Sunday of every month, which is amazing too, but it's ginormous. You have to have a bucket-sized cappuccino and work your way from one end to another and be in the mood for it, otherwise it's terrible. And then there's another place called Shireen, and she has a place in Pasadena which looks like a little old warehouse, and basically my friend told me about it, who was a stylist, and she said, Shireen is like Fight Club. Nobody talks about Shireen. I'm going to tell you, but nobody talks about it. It doesn't exist. It's one of the best vintage stores on the planet. It's literally amazing. No boys are allowed in there, and you go in there, it's like there's like beds and magazines and cookies and
that's a permanent shop.
And it's a permanent shop. And now she's just opened one in New York too. So that's amazing. Yeah, Shireen. So it's SHAREEN. So that's always what I do when I'm in LA, always vintage. And what I try and do on the show is I mix it up. So we do a bit of vintage, a bit of high street, a bit of designer. Because you want people to aspire, but it also has to be attainable too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Actually, someone asked when you talked about the shows, but in terms of red carpet, I mean, what's your sort of favourite look for the red carpet? How do you? It's different, presumably, from how you dress.
A little bit, yeah, absolutely. It has to be super comfortable. Super comfortable, because I'm the clumsiest person on the planet. Like, just for me to get from there to here in those shoes was a miracle that I didn't twist my ankle. So for me, it has to be super comfortable, because
I would wear something quite a lot shorter than that.
I would wear something shorter than that, purely because the red carpet for me is a nightmare. I mean, bear in mind, I host live shows with so many people watching, and I'm absolutely fine with it. But you put me on a red carpet where there's screaming and shouting and pictures and cables and things you can trip on and all the rest of it, and do I have asparagus in my teeth? Do you know what I mean? I'm the clumsiest person I know, so it terrifies
So if that's sort of literally that expansive carpet, and there's a prospect of kind of making that walk kind of in front of, like you say,
oh my god,
shouting.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm ready for death, basically. And so
you've got trainers on underneath you. Not quite.
I should, but sometimes I have been known to take shoes off, because I'm just literally like, my worst. Did you see the Burberry show?
Sorry, you go on, Kat.
Did you see the Burberry show at this Fashion Week?
Where the last one?
Yes, where the girl fell three times.
Yes, I did. Nina.
Yes, and she's only 16, and she's brand new, and she almost made it right the way to the end, and she fell like 3 times, and then 2 other girls fell as well, and it was just the worst thing ever. So for me, has to be comfortable. Red carpet has to be comfortable. No hitching, no messing, no nothing. Just comfort.
Actually, that's interesting as well about the sort of hitching and the messing, because it's not just about the shoes, is it? It's about whatever you're wearing has got to be something that stays where it was put.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm going to sit in a car probably for an hour before I have to get out, and how's that going to be? And yeah, everything has to be taken into consideration. It's all about comfort.
Yeah. Great. So staying on the subject of the red carpet, I want you to imagine that you're toting a teeny tiny clutch bag, and you've managed to squeeze 3 makeup items inside.
Okay.
What would they be? So sort of evening makeup
I would say there would be blotting papers, because I prefer those to powder. I don't like a lot of powder. It would be some kind of
which ones work best? Because I've never.
There's actually two I like, and one is an expensive and one is a cheapie. One is Dior.
Right.
They did a really cute bottom, and then one is Body Shop. They do a tea tree. And it was really, and they're really great without you looking caked. I hate that. I think that's one thing that that we do really well here, and in actual fact the Americans don't do so well, is the whole red carpet thing. They take a beautiful 24-year-old girl and they stick her in a satin dress with way too much hair and makeup, a hairstyle that's completely overdone, and all of a sudden she looks 47.
Absolutely.
And it's terrible, and they feel uncomfortable, and it's horrible, and so I don't like too much powder. And then I like Clinique Super Balm lip gloss. And what would be my other one? I don't know, probably if I was doing a smoky eye, then some kind of black pencil. I like the Bad Girl, there's a pencil called Bad Girl, which is super black and smudgy,
it's sort of very thick.
And kind of moves a little bit as well. I like it when it moves a little bit. Yeah.
So if you had to choose them between a smoky eye and a red lip, would you say you're a smoky eye?
I'm a total smoky eye girl. Yeah. Because a red lip you have to keep applying all the time, and I'm the worst. I eat off lipstick. I think it's because I talk so much. I think it is. I literally eat it off, and it's saying that the worst thing of all is when you eat off red lipstick and it's not,
and it's not sort of perfect. Yeah, it has to be quite slick, I think.
You have to be immaculate. Whereas smoky eyes can move.
The minute it starts smudging, it doesn't look too bad.
No, totally. In fact, when you're going home at 3 o'clock in the morning, it still kind of looks fabulous in that kind of Talitha Getty on top of a Riyadh in Marrakesh type way.
Absolutely.
Without chasing the dragon, of course.